Well, I was born in London, and
What year was that?
1917,
Right.
February.
Right.
From London, Mum had taken me up to Scotland to stay at Frank's place, because it was too, they had to get the young children out of London, and the babies and that.
So where were you living when Don was born?
In Longridge, and that was a bit of a little cottage, old as old. I like your shirt.
Thank you. Pink's all the rage. Like you.
Yeah.
So what was your father's trade? What was his
Printer.
job? He was printer.
Were Grandma's parents alive when you were little?
Yes. I lived with them part of the time in the war, up there in Haverock. But they came from Cornwall, and it's his father or his grandfather came over on the, what was that Spanish boat called?
Oh, the Armada you
The
mentioned.
Armada, Spanish Armada.
Oh, right, okay.
Yes.
Why did Grandma say she was a gypsy?
Because she was.
By nature or by blood?
That was because of him being, a father being from Spain.
Right.
And there were gypsies over there. And he was like a gypsy because he made those tin utensils, kettles and all that kind of thing. Sold them at the market.
No,
I left at 8. I left England at 8 to come here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't talk about it. Dad used to invite his friends, from work. He was the foreman of Dad, and he used to invite different friends to come the weekend to come to tea or whatever. And this one came, and his wife was a bit of I don't know what you call her, I can remember her, and she called Mum something, and Mum took offence, and then the men came, and Dad got into the argument too, and he hit the man.
Oh.
And so he lost his job as foreman.
Right.
He got this idea of coming to Australia first, and then Mum wouldn't go because there were snakes there.
Yes.
And so then he got on to New Zealand. He went from there and he got a job at Wilkinson Tombs before he left England.
Right.
To go there and do the colour printing. The thing was, in the wartime, the bosses got him to train their nephew. And of course he never thought of it. But at the end of it, he got put off and the nephew did his job.
Right, okay.
It was a whole lot. So that's how he came to be unemployed. And he was on 10 shillings a week and going out to Piha. And what's the next place to Piha?
Carry.
They cut the trees, carry. He used to have to stay up there Monday to Friday and ride a bike home, go there.
And what were your impressions of New Zealand when you arrived?
I just thought it was going to be beautiful. We got awful shops, especially Mum, when she arrived here, and saw how backward it was to what they'd come from.
Right, no services and...
and everything was rough, to what England was.
Got here.
First school I went to was Devonport School. Then we we went to Stanley Bay, and that was to get away from sharing the house.
Yes.
And they hated us. We're called homies.
Oh, really? Why is
Yeah.
that?
Well, they didn't like having people, they're coming, reckon they were taking their jobs and their, what was a big thing? Yeah, they would have been, but they'd got settled in, and we came, and probably we were getting jobs that they thought they should have.
Yes.
You know.
Mm.
And that's what it was. Some of the teachers were horrible. I lost my accent because I got knocked around if I didn't say it the way they wanted it. Didn't they?
Mum, when you first came, the first night, tell us about what happened.
When Mum and Dad went for a walk to look round the place and left us, and we were in a flat, sort of, in Devonport, and something scared us anyway, and Don and I we put some clothes on, and mostly it was our pyjamas left on, and we went out looking for them. I don't think we were actually, well, I wasn't actually lost, but we wandered a bit away.
Ah, okay.
I was thinking about where you stayed on that first night. Palace?
Oh yeah, we stayed at the People's Palace. Walked up Queen Street, stayed at the People's Palace, and Wickham's put the money up for that, but we had to pay them back. And it was funny, really. And Dad got up and he went off to work straight the next morning. And
Gosh, yeah.
Mum and us were left, didn't know what to do.
Was that when Grandma and Granddad, Mum's parents lived in Mount Eden, they bought a house with a big old factory at the back, and he used to make confetti and streamers for the boats. And
Right, okay.
print wedding
He used to have the
invitations
neighbours working for him.
Okay.
And Valerie and Shirley used to work down at the
Right.
confetti factory.
Okay.
And we used to,
So
I used to love going down
So that's
there.
the second. Yes, yeah. And then you left school at 13, was that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
left school at 13.
And what was your first job?
Digging passion fruit pulp out of passion fruits and putting into bottles.
That sounds like a very good first job. Where's
It
that
was
at
10 shillings a week.
Oh.
It's good money.
Was that a
And you see, I was waiting for a job in millinery, and you had to wait till you got, you left your job at your name at places.
Yes, yeah.
It was all very hard work. You had to machine, you did the whole job. You had to machine straw into hats, or make the cloth into hats, and do everything, trim them, wire them. I don't know what on earth I got into it for. Well, I worked at that for about 4 or 5 years. And then I went to Ross and Glendenning's in Grays Avenue and did a bit better work.
And is that where you met Dad, at Ross and Glendinning?
Ross and Glendenning's, yes, he was a blocker the hats. Those were the days.